morning, everyone. Welcome to another offering of Township Talks. So, today's platform is really to speak to you more in depth about the kind of information that you've received. Hello, Lindo Kuhle from Durban. Uzintle is going to come online right now and let you know about all the exciting things that we're doing in Durban. This specific platform is really to speak to you, to engage with you should you guys have any questions on some of the properties that you're looking at. I know Basani said we sent him some information packs. Perhaps sometimes, you read some information and you have some added questions. I'm really hoping that you wrote down some of the questions that you had from the information pack that you've received, so that we can really engage more in depth on a larger platform to really help you make your property dreams or property entrepreneurs' dreams a reality. Oh, Yamba, we have a property there, so it's exciting. That have you engaged with us before? Oh, hello, Cape Town. Cape Town in the building. Now we've got three provinces. We've got three provinces in. So let me just start by telling you what uMaStandi does. I'm sure we're in here and we already know what uMaStandi does, but uMaStandi provides commercial property finance for property entrepreneurs looking to buy and build properties within the township areas around South Africa. We offer our finance to over 40 townships around South Africa and around 5 of the most prominent metropolitans in South Africa. Currently, we provide finance in city of Johannesburg, Tshwane, eThekwini, Buffalo City, Nelson Mandela Metropolitan, and city of Cape Town. Our mandate really is to give finance for people in the township who really want to build and create some profitable property business out of their properties. uMaStandi was founded on, we knew that people were already doing backroom rentals in townships, and what we wanted to do is to inject a cheaper type of finance, what was already being done in the bigger areas, in the more suburban areas, and to allow for people within the township areas to really be able to create that property investments for themselves. I'm really excited about Uzintle coming in today, and she's gonna give you some exciting things that we've been doing on the Durban side. In some of the areas that we've started financing in, Mthembu, I hope I said that correctly. Cape Town was one of the earliest areas that we finance in, and we've really exponentially grown there, and we're looking to really start again and propel and really grow within that side. Nobizita, which side are you from? Ladies and gentlemen, should you have any questions about property entrepreneurship specifically, please don't hesitate to pop them on the comment section below. But some of the most prominent questions that clients usually have is on equity. How do I raise equity, and how much do I need to have in the skin in the game in order to enter into a property investment? uMaStandi finances up to 80% of the total project cost, depending on how cash flow positive that specific project is. What's great about what TAF as a whole and uMaStandi offers is that we have an Intuthuko equity fund. This is to help you with that 20% equity contribution should you not have the entire 20%. Let's say you want to buy a property for 200,000 and you want to build for around 800,000. And you only have 100,000 to contribute towards your equity contribution. What Intuthuko would give you is that the rest of that 20%, which would be another 100,000 in this case, and towards your equity contribution. What's great about Intuthuko is that it provides a more concessionary finance, charged at around prime -2, and for 7 years. This is in order to enable property entrepreneurs who wouldn't necessarily be able to go into that property investment, to enable them to go there, to enter this market, especially if you know the township market, you understand the intricacies of a property development and a property investment and that on that side within the township market, but you've saved up some equity and you can show you have some equity, but you don't have sufficient equity. This is what Intuthuko was made for, to enable property entrepreneurs to really enter this market. What's great about uMaStandi's offering is that we have a very holistic approach in how we support our property entrepreneurs. Some of the approaches that we have is that we provide mentorship for our entrepreneurs, mandatory mentorship. We give you training where we have a program, TPPE, with UCT, which allows you to a 6-week program that teaches you all your property entrepreneurship intricacies that you may need, from town planning to property investment to property management. So you really learn those nuances. We also appoint a PRC, an external PRC, which is a project review consultant. This is usually a QS, right? A qualified QS. This person is meant to help you that if you have a project manager and you have your contractors and your workers, but you don't necessarily know the intricacies. You are a teacher, or this is your first property investment, right? And you don't know if during construction that your project is done within quality, within budget, and within time. That QS specifically is going to help you in order to make sure that your construction really goes well and it's really well thought through. And I think overall, uMaStandi really has a holistic approach, and we take it as we have a 15-year relationship with you. We really want you to have the most success that you can. Hi, Sherwin. I see that we have some questions from you. Your question was, are we doing buildings as well? So, if someone has a building that's already constructed and already has multi-let units within our areas of finance, we definitely will. But some of the areas that we finance is Lenasia in Gauteng, and we found that in Lenasia we have mostly already structured commercial property. Even in Soweto now, because there's been a lot of development for micro entrepreneurs that side. We have a lot of projects of people wanting to buy already existing buildings with multi-let units. What we would do in that case is that we would need our clients to give us what the purchase price of that project is, give us what the rentals of that specific project is, or the potential rentals of that specific project. Should they want to do some minor refurbishment, we really do encourage that if you're buying a property, you really try to get it to the highest and best possible condition that you can have it in. So we would provide you with maybe a refurbishment facility in order to update, do some painting, add some new cupboards and all of that to enable you to be able to charge market rentals, right? We will provide that for you when you come for a building, or you want to do a purchase project, a purchase only, or purchase with minor refurbishments. And yes, Sherwin, we definitely do this in KZN. I saw someone say here that they've already gotten everything. They've learned a lot from uMaStandi. Uyamba. Next time you're doing Township Talks, I want you to come in and tell them exactly what uMaStandi does, so that we can do a proper quiz and know that you know. Mthembu, is there any specific project that you have in Cape Town, and where are you looking to invest? What area are you looking to invest there in Cape Town? some of the questions. Okay, since you guys don't have questions, which is wonderful because that means that we've given you all the information that you need. Some of the questions that we usually get from our clients is, what do I do if I already own a property and it's bonded? Can I come with that property and use it as my equity contribution, or can I get finance from uMaStandi for the development only? So to answer that question, uMaStandi does provide a development finance. So if you need, should you need a facility in order to develop and you already own the property, what uMaStandi would do is that we would settle that third-party bond, if you have a third-party bond, and operate, because we operate on being senior debt, and then we would take a mortgage bond over the specific property. Over and above that, we would then provide you with a facility in order to do the construction. Yes, we would look at your ownership of the property as an equity contribution towards that specific project. The intricacies of having debt on the property, though, is that the debt will then eat into that potential equity that you could have raised within that property. So we'll probably need some sort of equity, though maybe not that full 20%. You may need some equity contribution in order to contribute towards that project and make it viable. Why is uMaStandi really pedantic about you putting equity contribution? For a number of reasons, ladies and gentlemen. Remember that your equity contribution shows us that you have invested in the business yourself, right? You have taken the time to take that bonus that you had in December. Instead of buying the ifriji and Christmas clothes, you've decided that, you know what, I want to be intentional about this. I really want to build something, right? You're putting your money where your mouth is, right? And what that helps us do, it shows us that you're really realistic about this and you are serious about this. Also, what equity contribution gives you is that it gives you whatever you've put in as equity contribution, it is not indebted, so you do not have to pay it back to uMaStandi. That means that from the onset, in any cash flow that you have from the property, any rentals that you receive from that specific property, you can pay your operating expenses, pay the uMaStandi debt, and have some income from the onset. The more equity that you put in, the more that income that you make after paying all your expenses and servicing your loan becomes, right, from the onset, which is great because we really want to make money. We really want to make money, right? And uMaStandi is very, very, very cautious about making sure that from the onset, you are making some sort of profit within the specific property business. Oh, thank you, Sayuri. What areas do you finance and what are the requirements? uMaStandi finances a number of areas. As I've mentioned before, we finance in the following cities: City of Johannesburg, City of Tsane, Ekurhuleni, eThekwini, Nelson Mandela Metropolitan, Buffalo City, and City of Cape Town, right? We finance a number of townships within those areas. We would need you to look through our website. I can't say all 40. I pride myself in having fingertip fluency, but I can't say all 40 townships. But if you look through our website and any of the information pack that uMaStandi has received from us, you will see a list of our areas of finance. Oh, Basani, you have a house paid off, but the owner is a pensioner. Will we finance? Okay, so we would be able to finance that. Also, what I want to remind us of is that uMaStandi provides finance to juristic entities, right? Juristic entities always sounds like a big and scary word if you haven't done property investment before, but it's really a company. We will provide finance to companies, PTYs. What we would do then, even in your transaction, you don't have to really register that property into a company beforehand. We would put, as part of your entire transaction, we would put you selling the property from your name to a juristic entity, that company you can be 100% shareholder of. If you have a pensioner within that company, you can decide then to split their shares within that company, where Basani, you are coming as a representative that will be representing the company on to uMaStandi, and perhaps you have 50% and the pensioner has another 50% shares, and then we will look at that holistically. What we do need from pensioners is that we need a succession plan, right? We need to know that should push come to shove, we have someone who's young, vibrant for that 15 years, who's able to maintain all communications and maintain the relationship with uMaStandi for the remainder of the 15 years that we will be engaging with you in. I hope that answers your question. Okay, the hard part is you're location specific. There are areas that are out of your locations but meets the requirements. I completely understand, but as I said before, uMaStandi has a very holistic approach in how we operate our financing. So it will be difficult to really engage with everyone throughout South Africa. It's important for us to have presence within our areas. We earmark areas that have multi-sectors. So if people are migrating to that area, they're not only migrating to that area for government, like Ebisho in the Eastern Cape, or migrating to that area for mining jobs, right? We want people to be migrating to the area for government, for mining, for businesses, for industrial jobs and all of that. So we always know that should something like COVID happen and one area shut down, right? You're able to generate income, or you're able to generate jobs through another industry. That means that there'll always be people looking to migrate into that specific area, meaning that you'll always have tenants, right? You'll always have tenants. So for us, it's very important for us to have that. We also we scrutinize what the town planning regulation of the specific areas we look at are we going to be able to build those multi-lets? Is the infrastructure in the area going to allow for that to happen? So what we do is that uMaStandi follows the track record of TAF, which is 20 years old, as you can see, which is 20 years old. What we do is that we form our presence in all the tough areas of finance, right? TAF is within all those metropolitans that I've previously mentioned, but also in Free State, which uMaStandi is not in yet, right? So for us, it's very important to be able to also, a portfolio manager, should you need something within your building and you don't know why are you getting churn, why are you not getting tenants staying, your portfolio manager can drive to your area easily. We want them to be able to drive to your area easily and check. We want your PRC during construction to be able to drive within your area and check that your construction is done within quality and within budget and time. We need areas that we understand what the rentals look like in that area, what the vacancies are looking like, what tenants within that area look for when you do a property development. So it is, unfortunately, we're very specific about the areas we finance. But I have good news. You can always come to any of our 40 areas. You can always come to any of our areas and look for a project there. Mthembu, Uti, I'm here to receive information. I want to listen first at what uMaStandi offers, as I'm clueless. You are never clueless. The fact that you knew to come here and you decided to come to this specific platform already shows you are 100 steps ahead. That means you are intentional about your property entrepreneurship and you really want to get the kind of information that will enable your success in that. And really, there's no question that is too mediocre in this platform. Is to give you information and to allow you to really engage with us in things that be like Sizichomi, we are friends, ne? We are friends. So now we're having really intentional conversations about how property entrepreneurship and how your property entrepreneurship journey can look like. Hausa said, when will you be ready to service Mpumalanga, the Secunda area? Mpumalanga is probably not an area that we'll be looking at anytime soon, because as I said, we follow the tough areas of finance, and Mpumalanga is not part of the tough areas of finance. We've generally found that in Secunda it's usually the mining or generation of electricity. So the kind of industry that's there is very limited in terms of what people are migrating there, what job opportunities people are migrating there for, which then puts us at a disservice that should now we decide, yay, ESCOM, should we decide now that we are all doing solar plans, then we have created a specific property investment for you, and you are now going to be in a disposition because now people are maybe not migrating there as much in order to get and do not need the units that you have developed. So for us, it's, as I said, we're very specific about the type of areas that we finance, and unfortunately Secunda is not part of them, but you can always come to Soweto. You can always come to Soweto. Remember guys, it's easy. I think the most important thing is to really engage with the different areas. You'll also see what areas will give you the greatest return. You may be in Secunda and decide and think that it will probably give you the greatest return, but if you look at a larger scale and you see that Calfontaine in Gauteng, for instance, could probably give you a larger return should you invest in it, we would allow you to invest in these areas as long as we know that you probably can come you can probably come to Johannesburg how many times a month, or you'll have someone who's on ground looking through the property and looking at the development of the property, etc. We would allow you to stay in Mpumalanga and finance in Calfontaine, for instance. Zintle, do you finance projects in tribal-owned land? I always get this from the Eastern Cape specifically, because everyone in Mthatha is sure. Everyone in Mthatha is sure that we should go there. Unfortunately, we can't. As I said, our security as in uMaStandi is to be able to register a mortgage loan over that specific property. Problem with tribal land is that we can't do that because you don't necessarily have security over it. It's still owned by the chief and not owned by you. Because you don't have the title deed and you can't give us the title deed that uMaStandi can register a security over, we're unfortunately not able to finance that type of property. Yamba, by commercial property finance, do you mean business properties like offices, retail, warehouses too, or is it only residential tenants only? We keep it, so the mandate of uMaStandi and TAF as a whole is really to provide quality, affordable houses within the areas we finance in. So it's very important for us to really be able to provide that. What we can finance is probably a mixed use, some retail at the bottom. We see those a lot in the Lenasia type of areas, or even in Soweto, you'll see someone with a spaza, and then at the back they have some chisanyama in front, and then at the back they have residential units, or some have commercial on the ground floor, and on top and at the back they then have a residential unit, which is mixed use. We would finance that too. The only time we would really finance retail only is if we see that that retail would really provide a good amenities for the clients or for the tenants around that specific area. Let's say that we are financing in Orlando, in a specific area of Orlando, Soweto. That area doesn't necessarily have shops, some amenities, and all of that. And someone comes to us and they say that they want finance in order to build retail shops for them. That's going to allow the tenants around the area to really have better amenities, and we would look at that and probably finance that retail on those bases. Utabi, do you finance Pefeni in Soweto? What are the requirements? Sorry, I just joined. No, don't be sorry. What matters is that you joined. What matters is that you joined. We finance all of Soweto. We finance all of Soweto. Soweto was the first place that we started financing in with uMaStandi, Soweto and Cape Town. But we finance all of Soweto. Should you have a project there, tell us about it and we'll see how we can make it help you become feasible, or whether it's a feasible project and the kind of requirements we would need from you in order to really discover whether it is or not. Isaac, do you allow monthly payment on the property development course? On TPPE. So TPPE, we will allow you for if you are not a client of uMaStandi. If you are a client of uMaStandi, it's an added benefit, or TAF. It's an added benefit to you, so you don't have to pay anything. Should you not be a client of uMaStandi, we give you at a cost of around 15,000. But I'd have to get my colleagues to really tell you how much it is on this in this period. You can contact them. If you contact us at info@umastandi.co.za or info@taf21.co.za, one of my colleagues is going to respond to you and tell you what payment arrangements prior to the next intake of TPPE you can make in order to get into that cohort. And Khao, I hope I said it correctly. Would you finance development in areas like Lufereng? I won't lie, I have no idea where Lufereng is. I'd have to check. If it's within our probably the municipalities that we finance in, or in close proximity to some of the areas that we finance in, and we haven't seen any problems maybe people not having title deeds in that area, or town planning regulation issues within that area, then it probably will. It's not listed in our areas of finance yet. I really don't know where it is in order to tell you what the likelihood of us financing it would be. But generally, I say stick to the areas in which we already provide finance in, because it's generally kind of difficult to get into newer areas unless it's really it's in areas where it's right in close proximity and it's still a township, right in close proximity to an area that we already finance, and we think that it exudes the similar characteristics and proper town planning and infrastructure. Tiamo, do you finance Soshanguve? Yebo. Wena, Tiamo, you didn't look at our areas of finance, ne? You did not look at our areas of finance. Yes, we do finance Soshanguve. It's one of the areas that we finance within that Pretoria region. Okay, Basani. How does one go about making an appointment for uMaStandi to view the place? What steps do I need to follow? So uMaStandi, if you contact us, you'll probably speak to a portfolio manager of one of our consultants, and what will happen is that the portfolio manager is going to help you, draw a feasibility for you, and then see if this project would be feasible. Part of the things that we would check in is where that area is. The portfolio manager, if the project is feasible, we would then go to that area or to your specific site and see if that is viable before we actually enter into the proposal writing and to the application phase. I hope that answers you. Okay, I'm just getting your areas of finance, the uMaStandi areas of finance for you. So some of the uMaStandi areas of finance within that Tswane and Pretoria and the Ekurhuleni route are Attridgeville, Lotus Gardens, Mamelodi, Eersterus, Olivenbosch, Olivenhoutbosch, Ivory Park, Ebony Park, Calfontaine, Raby Ridge, Klipfontein View, Sprague View, Vosloorus, Katlehong, Thokoza, Rondabelt Extension, the Greater Tembisa, and Davidton. So we finance all of those areas within that specific region. Umthembu, please explain again. Can equity come from the entrepreneur as a shareholder of the company, or is the company allowed to be registered as the owner of the property investment funded by uMaStandi? Yeah, so the company must be registered as the owner of the specific property. But what happens is that how you're gonna get the rights or basically get the investment within your portfolio is that you are gonna be the shareholder of that company. So the company owns Mthembu House, or the house Mthembu, and you then own 100% of that company, meaning that you own the property but under the company. And what would happen is that you, the entrepreneur, would then put in the money that is needed towards that specific project, and that money will be looked at as equity contribution. How much do I need to earn on my salary to qualify, and also the minimum credit score? There is not a specific amount that you need to earn in your salary, but in order for you to have into Tuko, for instance, we need to know that you remain with a positive surplus or positive cash flow at the end of each month, right? So you have some sort of income after doing all your obligation, badala umbane, badala groceries, maintenance, alimony, and all of those things, that you really have some sort of income, or you have some positive cash flow thereafter. Our minimum credit score, we look at around 620 for a credit score, for a minimal credit score, in order for us to be viable for the project, or for it to be viable on our side. Tabi, how long does the process take once all documents are received for and approval has been granted, right? If approval has been granted, we sit with our credit committee each week. If approval has been granted, it probably takes around 6 to 12 weeks in order to get the bond registered. And then once the bond registered, we are in business. We are in business. Will you fund townships in Balito? In Balito in KZN. Balito is in KZN, right? Okay. I'll tell you the areas that we finance within the KZN. My colleague Zintle will take you through in the next Township Talks on exactly what areas we finance, or what areas we would look at financing within Balito. Does Balito even have township, guys? So the areas that we finance in KZN are Waterloo, Nazareth, Claremont, Kwandengezi, Kwamashu, and Umlazi currently. Zintle, who you can email on Zintle, zinhlek@umastandi.co.za. That's zinhlek@umastandi.co.za. It's on the chat below. But ladies and gentlemen, it's always such a great time speaking to you guys and really having these sessions. And I really love how inquisitive everyone is, and how everyone really is intentional about building their property portfolio. We're looking forward to having you in any of in the next Township Talks. Please continue to ask your questions even outside of here. Continue to drop questions in the question box, or email us directly at info@umastandi.co.za, or call us at 010-595 9,000. Get through to any of the uMaStandi consultants. That's 010-595 9,000, and we will tell you. We are always happy to engage, always happy to guide you in what property portfolio, in what property entrepreneurship or property investment we can go into. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Have a fantastic Easter weekend and a great month going forward. We are looking forward to hearing from you within our next Township Talks. Have a great day and bye.